It is September. It is time to dive in with the zodiac readings for September. Keep in mind as you're listening to these readings, check your placements for your moon, Venus, your rising signs, in addition to your sun sign. And I will put information in the details of this video if you're not familiar with how to find that for yourself and what it means. You can go a little deeper than just your sun sign, but certainly starting with your sun sign is fabulous. So it is now September. Let's dive in. Okay, we have a couple big things going on this month that I just have to talk about first. The lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces happening on September 7th, that's a Sunday, and also the solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo happening on September 21st. What all this means is essentially that all month long, you're going to be in a state of being aware of slash releasing the next level, next layer of things that you're aware of that are just not something you're going to carry forward. And then on the 21st, you will be receiving sort of an energetic shipment of the things you've been asking for. In this case, it's bringing in a lot of balance and a lot of sense of stability within yourself, because for many people, that's exactly what we've been manifesting, is more of a sense of balance and flow, plain and simple. So let us start with Aries. Aries, these are your messages for the month of September, Aries. So Aries, you start with a 3 of jars, 3 of cups. That is joy, fun, higher vibrational energies. And I see it with the Queen of Wands. You're definitely wanting to have fun this month. And I understand. You're like, enough with this sort of energetic drudgery. I want to change. I want something new. And I'm seeing that you are trusting that that's exactly where you're going, is, fun and happiness. This is the sun. This is everything joyful. And you've got the Fool here that talks about you're doing exactly what you need to do to get there, which is trust and surrender. Now, what's interesting is we've got this Tower with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is, in my readings, represents this sort of it can be a wound. It can be a wound in the feminine energy. It's sort of the weakest feminine energy in my readings, and the most powerful or strongest feminine energy or healed feminine energy is the Empress. So when this Queen of Wands comes up, it shows the healing's happening. We've got it here with the Tower, which means that there is a major shift happening regarding that part of you that maybe is that feminine wound. So what does that wound look like for you? Does it look like worry, anxiety? Oh no, am I doing the right thing? Yeah. So that's what you're letting go of so that you can receive more support, more love, okay, this month. Beautiful. Let go of worry. That is something you're healing for you and for your feminine lineage. And of course, worry lives up here in the mind. It does not live in the heart, right? So every time you feel that little worry energy kind of perk up, go straight down into the heart. That's going to be where you find the calm, where you find the peace, where you find everything you need. Now, we do have a mirror happening here this month, Aries, and what your mirrors are showing you, and your mirrors show up as your interactions with others. This could be a meaningful relationship. This could be just noticing, well, what do the new mirrors that are showing up in my life look like? What do those look like? Yeah, and those mirrors are going to show you um, that you have raised your standards for who gets to sort of interact with you, right? You have raised your standards. See, you're no longer operating from this place of low self-esteem, Aries, that you once were. So now, your standards are higher. You're saying if you want sort of an audience with me, yeah, I'm holding really pristine, high vibrational energy. And so you kind of have to pass the vibe check, and don't feel guilty about that. Don't feel, I mean, guilty is not really a feeling, it's a thought. Don't worry, don't engage in worried thoughts about that. Because in divine timing, spirit's bringing in exactly who meets those standards, and you will know because it brings you joy. That's it, plain and simple. It will bring you joy. So set limits with anything that doesn't bring you joy. That's really what this season is all about with these eclipses, is sort of the Marie Kondo effect of energy. Does this bring me joy or not? If it does not actively bring me joy, it's not going to stay in my energy. Okay, Aries? Yeah. And your inner child deserves that kind of um, standard. Okay. So that is for you, Aries. And next is Taurus. Taurus for September 2025. What are the messages for Taurus? Thank you. Okay, we have Devil out first. Okay, that's fine, depending on what comes out next. Oh, healing. Nice. Good things coming out next. Okay. So, Taurus, you're coming from a place of recognizing, wow, whatever this is that limits me, that kind of holds me in bondage, it is an addiction. It is something I want to heal. It is an unhealthy aspect of me, and it's something that keeps sort of making its way into my life, and I don't want it to anymore. I don't want to be at the mercy of it. So, you have the Four of Swords along with the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. Nice. I thought that was a page, but that's a king. So Queen and King of Pentacles, Taurus, represents a new level of balance and solidness within yourself. This is not just material solidness and mental peace. This is also you being in touch with your feelings, your intuition, and realizing it's time to let those integrate into your life. And this is the next level of healing for you. Wow. So you have the star and the moon. So Taurus, this is a pretty deep diving month for you because you realize I don't want to choose to be at the mercy of this devil energy anymore. I want to step into what I'm really worthy of. I want to release anything that's holding me back, including a need to kind of be perceived as right or a need to protect myself. You know, those things are both what the devil represents, this sort of, I've got to do whatever I have to do so that, so that I do what my mind thinks I have to do, or so that I protect against what my mind thinks I have to protect against. But Spirit is coming in this month, Taurus, and saying, no, you're much more solid than you realize. Um, Allow yourself to have joy. Yeah. Oh, you're very in touch. Oh, nice. Intuition, third eye chakra. You're very, very in touch with your guidance this month, Taurus. You're feeling it more deeply than ever before. Okay. And just then this little like gnat bug kind of hit me in the eye. So it's like you may have to kind of swat away the the things that trigger you. Yeah, and you will, because I see a very deep, yeah, heart energy. This is crystal clear energy. Man, Taurus, energetically, you're looking great. So just leave that devil energy in the dust, whatever that was. It was just whatever your mind was saying things had to be. That's what it was. You were holding yourself back from receiving what's really yours, divine justice. So it's time to throw out the rule book that your mind has been making you stick to, realizing that, hey, you're the only one that is, first of all, sticking to those rules. And secondly, you wrote them. So, based on what you thought you had to do. So this is really a month of reaching beyond that. See how he's writing your own rules, Taurus, really revisiting, well, what do I want things to look like for me? When you do that, Taurus, there are many hidden gifts coming in for you, and that is exciting. I'm very excited to see that for you this month, Taurus. You get, not everybody's getting from this deck today, but you do. This angel message. Yeah, comfort, comfort. Archangel Azrael, I'm with you in your time of need, helping your heart heal. Please remember, Taurus, you're not doing this alone. You have got so much support, so much help all around you. So please lean into that. Okay. The doing it alone was part of the rule that you wrote for yourself, right? No more. You are connected. You are loved. Lean on that. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Next is Gemini. And these are the messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of September. The Tower, we have major change happening for Gemini. That's a good thing. Eclipses will help you. You have a Four of Pentacles, shows that you might be holding on to something. Ooh, the Empress, that's a good holding on. So, oh, I see. Someone's holding on to you. Okay, Gemini. Um, yeah. Okay. So definitely you hold on to your Empress energy, which is that energy of I'm receiving everything that's right for me. That I'm exactly where I need to be. Um, it looks like you're very aligned with the truth of that. Now, because of that sort of sureness and confidence you have within yourself, there is someone or something that is wanting, sad that they're not able to hold on to you. The reason they were able to hold on to you before, or it was able to hold on to you before, because you were invested in some way. You were trying to, yeah, so you were trying to hold it all together. You were trying to be the strength for this situation. But you've realized, hey, I can't do that. I have to be my own strength. I have to let spirit support me. I can no longer just relegate myself to being the support system. So now you're kind of feeling, there's some depth of feeling here. It's not just that other person that says feel it all, that says in the shadows. It's not just that other person who wants to hold on to you feeling the sadness. You're going to feel that too. But it's important for you to feel it, be with the inner child of you while they feel that. And then say, okay, now it's safe for me to move forward in this new way, because it does feel completely new and it does feel completely foreign when you have, before this point, been sort of a support pillar for this person or situation. Okay. And so now you are really letting yourself be there for you. Yeah. And letting spirit be there for you. And that is really what you're supposed to be doing. That is entirely where you're meant to be right now. Okay. And next. Oh, a little more for Gemini. We were going to just brush you off and move on to Cancer, but we're not going to do that. So what energy is that, Gemini? There's some energy that wants to minimize you, that wants to kind of not focus on you. That's yourself ultimately, because everything else is just a mirror of that. So maybe take a look at, have I been hesitant or reluctant to let myself focus on myself and my own experience with spirit and how it's rippling out? This is something we're all doing collectively, is changing our point of view so that we are viewing ourselves and the world around us from the inside out rather than the outside in. We don't even realize it, but up till now we've been looking at the world through this kind of I want to say kaleidoscope. Maybe it's confusing, like a kaleidoscope, but so through this kind of periscope. And it's sort of a combination periscope kaleidoscope. You're looking at the mirror reflection of the world, of you, and then there's all this sort of kaleidoscope stuff happening in there too. So Gemini, this is a month of you becoming very clear on, oh no, I'm going to surrender all that. I'm going to surrender all the stuff I see in the reflection, all the confusion, all the mental stuff, and I'm going to just focus on me and my healing. That's right. Star path. That's right. You have divine permission and support in doing that, and it will grow and lead to more and more support in your life, a more solid sense of yourself. Okay. Beautiful. I love that for you, Gemini. Okay. And now Cancer. Cancer, this is your reading for September. You have the Ace of Pentacles starting off with the Eight of Wands. Wow. And the Moon and the Three of Cups. So Cancer, for you, this is kind of like Can things really be this good? Is it too good to be true month? That's nice to hear, right? Um, the biggest thing you'll face this month is a sense of self-doubt or self-sabotage, that your guides are asking you to kind of lift yourself above with the energy of joy. What makes you happy? Yeah, really strong new beginning energy here, happy new beginning, but it's like you just are having a hard time believing it. And I understand that because you have been through a lot of cancer, and when the doors finally open, it can be like, should I really step through those doors? But yes, you should. This is the Ten of Cups. This is joy. This is fulfillment. So absolutely step through those doors. They are for you. And when those thoughts come up that are like, I shouldn't trust this, I don't trust this, I can't trust this, I've been through too much, talk to spirit about that, feel a little deeper into it, talk with yourself. Am I not trusting this based on the past or based on my fears? The answer will be yes, because your intuition is going to tell you, your deeper knowing is going to tell you that these doors have your name on them and you've been waiting for them for a long time. They are the doors to your highest divine life. And, with Archangel Michael here, you're integrating this. This is finally a time when you can feel appreciated and lifted up in your own life. So allow it to kind of sink in. Will it take a little while? Yeah. I mean, it takes a while to adjust. Um, Make sure you open up to the people you're connected to and trust about your um, needing some support and some patience and stepping into all this goodness that's opening up for you. For a lot of you, Cancer, this is going to mean a career transition. This is going to mean that and I'm not just talking about a small shift. This is a huge change in the way you serve and the way that you receive abundance. Yeah, and it's not going to be about people pleasing anymore. Okay, Cancer. So this is something where you're going to be following your intuition, and it's going to bring good things. Um, I'm seeing in work and relationship actually, but it's going to require your vulnerability, and it's going to require you to be aware of when your own thoughts are undermining you. Because look at yourself, your true value, look at everything you've built within yourself. You deserve a lot more credit than your own mind is giving you. And you deserve credit for what you have moved through as well, because Cancer, I see that you have really made it through some difficult emotional things, emotional energy, and it's time to allow yourself now to walk through these new doors of possibility. The old is definitely over, okay? And that's a good thing. See? But it can be bittersweet when we're like, I'm so hesitant. Yeah, that's okay. You got this. All right. Do not let that self-doubt, that self-sabotage, or any sense of you're people pleasing and someone else is taking advantage of you. Do not let that run the show this month, because that would just lead to more drama and difficulty, which you've had enough of. Okay. All right. And next is Leo. Leo. What's happening for Leo for September? Ooh, we have the High Priestess with the Lovers and the Three of Cups. Okay. Fiery. There is, yeah, well, there's something happening with relationship here, where you're delving deeper. Wow. Okay. So whatever is going on, Leo, with you having to do with relationship this month, romantic relationship, it is definitely taking you into a deeper place. So I want you to think of this relationship, where this, whatever comes up for you romantically in September, look at it as something that's leading you into more joy and more doors opening. Now, this could be happening in one of two ways, okay? In one sense, Not, yeah, well, maybe. For some Leos, this means that the relationship dynamic that you've been aligning with, having a new type of relationship dynamic, is coming in now. It's arrived and it's coming in now. For more of you, this is going to mean that what is coming into you is showing you that, yeah, you have lots of options, but you're still kind of in a place of like, none of these are really hitting the mark though. Excuse me. Throat chakra for you, Leo, meaning affirm your own standards, your own worth. See, it's like you're still kind of wishing on a star, which is okay. Now, you may feel this sense of, look, see, that's the kind of connection you want. You want it to be unconditional and loving. There is divine timing at play for that. It is coming in. I just see you this month, Leo, with a lot of options. And somewhere among all those options, there may be that kind of diamond in the rough, that you're hoping to connect with, but just focus on your own diamond, this month, because rather than you sussing through and sorting through all of the options, which is really not your job. Your job is to go, what feels good to me? I'm going to move toward this. I'm going to move toward that. It's not to go like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't know. I'm getting confused. Don't do that. Okay. Um, and be careful this month of, oh, man, you're going to have a lot of admirers or people. Some of them are going to be coming to you like with their, I want to say like sob stories. They're going to be like, I've been missing you and you've broken my heart, whatever that is, but that's um because they, were not conducting themselves in a way that was worthy of your energy. So, right, Leo? So it's like, yeah, they're sad. They're sad, but you are feeling more balanced. Yeah. Now, I mean, you're very clear. This is the Emperor. This is the highest form of um, yang energy or masculine energy. You're very confident and clear of your path, where you're heading. And you're clear that, yeah, I do want love and I do have these priorities when it comes to that um, kind of partner. Okay. I just see you showing up in more confidence than ever when it comes to those things. You're not going to be flip-floppy or negotiating on anything. You're just going to be very, very clear. Yeah. And you're not really going to be playing anybody else's ego or mind games either this month at all. Okay. Now the devil is showing up here. That's why I'm sort of, it looks like there's a lot coming at you this month. So the clearer you can be, the better, Leo, meaning, maybe it's none of that. You know how when there's like a lot of stuff on TV and then eventually you're like, none of this. I think I'm just going to go sit outside. That's the feeling I get for you. It's not like a hermity energy, but it is like I'm going to move back into what I'm creating. It's moving back into your sense of your magnetic energy. And this is a great month to do that. Yeah, you're choosing to just look how supported I am. I really don't want to, nor do I need to deal with any of this struggle that's outside of me in relationship or any other way. I'm just going to stay in my clarity. And the beautiful part is in doing that, you are um, just effortlessly moving through the right doors for you. So, you've got victory here, nothing to stress about for you. Just do not engage in any kind of struggle or conflict, because that is just an automatic no, right? For you. Okay. All right, Leo. And next is Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo. Happy birthday. This is your reading, Virgo, for the month of September. Okay. We have the Princess of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Rebirth. I didn't mean to grimace there. It's just, I don't like seeing the Five of Swords. It's like, a conflicty, drama-y energy. It's this woodpecker pecking on, a perfectly wonderful beehive, being like, I'm going to disrupt this. Now, so I do see you, Virgo, moving into the month of September, wanting to build something really nice and solid for yourself. You're like, this is the month I build, this is the year I build. And this is the year I am doing things in a different way. And that is true. That is true. Now, what that's going to require of you is to recognize when this energy is in your environment or in someone else that you are connected to, and do not allow it to slow down your grabbing of your own new pinnacle. This is the Ace of Pentacles. It's like, hey, Virgo, I baked this loaf of bread just for you. It's for you. Enjoy it. It's warm out of the oven. And you're like, well, hold on a minute. I've got to do 18 other things because there's all of these battles coming my way. Well, you're going to need to prioritize this month. Wait a minute. I'm literally denying myself the enjoyment of something that was made just for me by spirit in order to tend to everybody else's battles. Boy, how long have I been doing that? I can't do that anymore. I've got to choose my own peace. I've got to eat that bread, And in some ways, this is going to make you, the sadness is just going to be in, wow, how long have I been not enjoying what's just for me in order to fight everybody else's battles or be in them with them? But it's okay because now you're moving into your heart, you're moving into this space, of balance. Look at that. So this balance yin and yang came out, and you got the man and the woman with the heart. So the place of balance for you is in your heart. And when you go there, you will find, okay, there's some sadness in there because I cannot make the battle stop for everybody. I wish I could. I wish I could Virgo that up and make it so there's peace across the land and nobody ever has to battle because I've taken care of everything. And the truth is, you have created that for yourself, within yourself, because you're not battling the parts of yourself. That's the truth, right? And you can trust that. But, and you're calling in souls that are also aligned with that peace. So beautiful. And you've already called them in. It's just this giving up of the old habit of dropping everything that you're enjoying to, go and tangle with everything else. You're not going to do that anymore because you are following your passion. Your passion has been ignited and you're claiming it and you're following it. And that is your guidance this month, Virgo, to do that. You're going to get tons of signs. Yeah, look, take back your power. And you got moon cycles here. So the eclipses have your name all over them, okay? The one on the 21st is in Virgo. So Virgo, this is your time. And Spirit is going to be giving you that Ace of Pentacles. Like here, you just have to detach from all the other stuff that would, knock that bread onto the ground. Can't do that. Can't let it do that. Time for a change. Everything's been pulling at you. It's time for a change, okay? Everything's been pulling at your heart. Well, what about your heart? What about what you're feeling? That's pulling at you now. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. That's your new beginning, is in that feeling. Even though it may be hard at first, underneath it is all this power. Okay. Okay, Libra. Happy birthday, September, Libras. This is your reading. Libra, September Libras, and October Libras as well. Okay, starting with the Prince of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Not loving it. Okay, Prince of Swords, Queen of Wands, unstable energy. Um, it's very like, this is like, you know, when people are just sort of doing homemade fireworks and it's like, bam, bam, and it's kind of random and popping off and it's just kind of disrupting the peace. That's what this is. It's like there may have been little bursts of energy or thoughts or whatever that are like, ah, I'm anxious. Ah, I'm worried. You know, there may be those, but that's because you're moving in a completely new direction. You know, you're moving, this is the Chariot, in a completely new direction. See here, he's moving the hive. Your hive's being moved. Your hive's being moved because where it was before, they were setting off fireworks all the time. Yeah. So spirits leading your hive, taking your hive to this beautiful new peaceful place. Ace of Cups. So September, you're being transported into that. Yeah. Now, there's an Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords talks about, but how and when and what. And maybe even just hearing that makes you go, I'm worried. Okay. I get it. But that's when you lean on spirit. That's strength. Strength is, yeah, I actually don't know how and all that, but I'm leaning on spirit. Spirit will show me. Spirit's taking care of it. I don't have to figure out those details. There's the devil. Devil with the hangman. Perfect. That's if I'm going to see the devil, I want to see it with the hangman. What that means is you are surrendering that devil to spirit. You're not even touching it. You're not even touching it. You can see it from a mile away, 10 miles away. And you're going, no, that's not for me. And the devil can be anything that's unhealthy for you. It can be, you know, in some cases, this is going to be an unhealthy form of relationship, an unhealthy form of how you were showing up and allowing people to show up for you or not in relationship. Libra, that would be your main area, right? But it could also be just, you know, other ways that in the past you were not feeling like you could really show up for yourself, or you were feeling like you were coming from a place of lack or need or whatever it was. Well, in September, Spirit's moving your hive because you have worked really hard on that hive. You have built a beautiful, beautiful hive there. And Spirit's like, we're going to move it away from this energy. Okay. Whatever that is for you, you know what it is. I don't need to tell you what that is, but you know. So Spirit's just trucking you over to your new peaceful location. Look at that, Nine of Pentacles, and look at all those other hives and all of the support and this new beginning, Ace of Pentacles. Chills, chills with that. Queen of Swords, keep your healthy boundaries, because remember, you're moving away from a lot of unhealthy fireworks type energy. Fireworks aren't inherently bad, but they need to be for a special occasion that's uplifting things, not just being thrown for the heck of it all the time. Right? I mean, otherwise it wrecks your nervous system. What was wrecking your nervous system before? Okay, so you can trust the truth. You can trust these changes. You have already, they're just the outer reflection of what you have already chosen for your reality. And your body will let you know that. If you're like, how do I know if something's the old or the new? Well, you're going to know because your body knows. Your body knows when you're happy and joyful and calm and when you're not. And your body will tell you. Your body will tell you. For many Libras, that will happen with anxiety. Your body will tell you, this isn't the energy that I need. And then when you're supported, it's like, this is the energy that I need. So it'll be very clear cut. Okay. And so as you move through this month, um, just know that you'll be shown and you'll feel it in your body. I do want you to make sure that you are claiming that peace and make sure that if you feel something that is challenging your energetic integrity, your energetic peace, you're saying, I don't claim this. This is not allowed in my energy. Some of us Libras, it's hard to do that, but it will be easier when you listen to your body. You're going to have major relationship changes this month as you step into this personal confidence and power. Okay. And sovereignty. Okay. All right, Scorpio, these are your messages, Scorpio, for the month of September. Three of Jars, Three of Cups, joy, surrender. Scorpio, you have a very special connection coming in this month or moving to a new level this month. And just as I tapped into the energy of that, everything got so quiet. Everything got so, it's like sacred, sacred. Ace of Cups, love begins. Okay, Scorpio, love, love, love. So this love is unconditional love. So it's going to feel different. Even if it's in an existing relationship, especially if it is, this is going to feel different. You have overcome many, many difficulties. Um, and there is a connection. It doesn't have to be romantic. And it doesn't even have to be one connection. It could be several, but connection, parentheses S, are going to show you this month how you've already walked through this door, into personal healing and happiness. It's going to show you, wow, everything's so peaceful here and I can create and I feel supported. Now, there are some old beliefs about yourself that have to do with the drama and the upheaval that your mind may kind of stubbornly hang on to this month just because it's an addiction, because it's habit. If that happens, that's why you got the hangman right away, surrender right away, just hand it right over to spirit. I like to think of it like a hot potato or something. It's like, okay, this negative thought popped up here, it's hot. I don't want it, just hand it off to spirit. Um, you just say, okay, I noticed this thought. I don't want this thought or this situation, whatever it is. Here, spirit. Maybe you feel someone's energy from the past, whatever. Oh, here, spirit. I don't want anything to do with that because it's not supporting my joy. So if it's not in alignment with your joy this month, Scorpio, go ahead and turn it over because this is a major month of healing in your feminine energy, Scorpio. You are going to see that you are able to step into connection in a much more peaceful way than anyone in your lineage has before, and especially the feminine, and certainly more than you have ever before. And that sacred energy I'm feeling is this wisdom, Goddess Athena, this wisdom, this transformation. You have really allowed that transformation to happen. And yeah, now you have called in the reflections. Scorpio, a lot of the readings are about, okay, you're making these changes and you will see the soul connections reflecting them. Scorpio, you are already seeing those connections and in September, and you will recognize them. And your challenge will just be to move forward with them, to be like, all right, this is me now. I have joyful connections. I have this life that, is being, this energy that I have claimed that is being reflected in my new beginning. So here I go, and being confident in that, which is hard when you've come through so much, of the heartbreak and difficulty that you have, but have patience with yourself as you step through this sacred door. that is yours. Okay, beautiful. All right, next is Sagittarius. These are Sagittarius's message for September. Messages for September. Thank you, Spirit. You have the Eight of Cups. Sagittarius, you are moving away from something unfulfilling. Unfulfilling, and you're looking at a new beginning. A new beginning based in truth. A new beginning based in what is real. Because Sagittarius, you have seen where all of the kind of illusions based on other people, situations outside of yourself, things that you thought you wanted, things that you sort of threw yourself into thinking, well, this is right for me. They broke your heart, or, you inadvertently broke your heart by that unconscious way of saying, okay, it's over there. Happiness is over there. And let's run over there and get it, and that's very Sagittarius to go where you think it is. But in doing that, somewhere along the line, the child inside of you got left behind. And so now this month, it's about first feeling what you have to feel around that. Maybe anger, rage. There may be a lot of intense feelings. But also really just looking at the truth. You can feel the emotions when they're challenging without believing what the mind says about them. If you feel rage, you can feel rage, but you don't have to believe the mind when it tells you, well, that's this situation's fault or this person's fault, or, that there's some horrible story that goes with that's in your present moment. No, you can just feel it and say, well, now I'm in my heart and I'm not going to be abandoning myself again to the shiny. I am going to be focusing on my shiny self, which can be kind of tiring at first, Sagittarius, I see for you, because you're kind of you are being reborn this month to a new part of you. And in doing that, I do see you I do see you being called to move in a new direction it may or may not be geographic. It may just be this direction of, I'm going to really just spend some time with me, really. Like it's not about the next place or the next destination, the next hurdle anymore. And in that, you may feel some sense of loss, some sense of heartbreak, really, because you realize, oh wow, I really thought going here, going there, was going to be it. But when you go into your heart and out of your mind this month, you will find that, you have been it all along. So it's not that those adventures were not great. It's not that those things or those visions weren't great. They were. But you are now with the you that was doing those adventures all along. Whereas before they were kind of lost in the shuffle. Yeah. So you have the Eight of Pentacles now, which is focusing on this moment, the positive movement forward in this moment, giving yourself that presence is going to be your new beginning. Giving yourself the presence. It really doesn't matter where you are. Ace of Wands, wherever you go, there you are, right? And you're giving yourself that presence. And from that place, you are creating all of this for yourself. Personal happiness and healing. Yes, you're the destination, Sagittarius. So let yourself rest this month. Let yourself sleep. Let yourself have arrived. Let go of the desires to control other people and surrender to miracles. That's what's coming in for you. I saw a glimpse of miracles in here. You're trying to hide it from me, but it was there. Okay. The miracles are happening from the inside out, not from the outside in. Okay. Okay. All right, Capricorn, these are your messages for the month ahead. For the month of September, these are the messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you. Six of Jars, we have that nice, balanced, reciprocal, innocent feeling connection. You may be feeling really, you may be feeling nostalgic. You may be feeling a sense of pure connection within yourself. With others, could be your family, friends, maybe a special connection, who knows? But you're trusting that, oh, you're trusting that your life is moving in a direction where you will get to enjoy only this type of pure connection. You really aren't going to be, that will be everything, because you're moving into such a place of balance. This is what came out, the Emperor. That's the highest divine masculine energy, the highest yang energy within you. Wow, Capricorn. That's the Empress. Speechless. So you have both the Emperor and the Empress together. So this is within you. This is very sacred, very elevated. It means you have done a lot of healing and that you are embodying these energies. See, the Magician. Now you're creating the spirit from the inside out, this new fulfilling beginning that is unburdened, that is unfettered, uncluttered with outdated beliefs about yourself, anxiety, frustration, none of that as you move forward. So just be aware of the ways that your mind may try to bring that clutter with. It's like when you clean out a closet and it's like, well, let's just stick this back in here. No, that's clutter. We got rid of that. That's what this eclipse season's all about. So just, you will notice this month in your reflections, in the interactions that you have, you'll notice this in command and receiving powerfully kind of energy. You will notice it. Now, Capricorn, you do have leave the battlefield. What that tells me is that this month there may be some challenges to that power, that inner power. See, you got unconditional love here. And then you also have this rage energy, this sort of embattled rage energy, and with forgiveness. So it's just saying when that energy shows up, whether it's in thoughts, whether it's in the reflection of someone else, however it shows up, you are going to choose forgiveness. You're going to choose peace. Now, that doesn't mean that if someone's, bringing you conflict, you're going to be like, that's cool. No, you're going to be like, okay. I'm, choosing peace for myself. So I don't have to fight with you, argue with you, make this any different. I can, choose the peaceful path. I am seeing with that goddess of rage, you may have a lot of big feelings about that. That's okay. The feelings. I mean, there's a big difference between mental embattlement, which is the devil tearing you in all those directions, and feeling righteous anger and being like, no, I forgive you, but no, I'm not going to, hang around with this energy. Okay. So it's up to you, Capricorn, this month to just feel the difference and not get tangled in your head with stories about, those battles, those people, whatever it is. And also do not hesitate to lean on spirit, please. All right. You do not need to figure all this out yourself or even any of it out yourself. You have come to this place of solidness within yourself where you can trust Everything I need to know is being shown to me and brought in for me. I don't have to engage in any of that drama mentally or in any other way because Spirit's taking care of everything. Remember that Emperor, Empress that only you got this month together is sacred. And you got woman with a coin and man with a coin. That's a very sacred balance. Okay. So allow Spirit to bring in what's right for that sacred balance and trust that it is. Okay. Yeah. All right. Next is Aquarius. Ooh, Aquarius. Aquarius, you have some healing showing up this month. And you can trust it. There's some healing showing up in connection, and you can trust it. It's what you've been waiting for. Keep moving forward. Do not kind of hide or sit in indecision. Okay. Operate from the heart, Aquarius. I know that is very challenging. Aquarius is a very mind-driven energy, and it's hard. But actually, maybe that even makes it easier because you know for a fact when you're in your head, you know that that's just a whole different feeling than when you're in your heart, your spirit, your intuition. Yeah. Now we do have the devil showing up here that you will need to have boundaries. You will need to exercise boundaries, Aquarius, in order to continue moving through the changes and the transformation that you're in the middle of. That means, see, this Four of Swords, she's like, I'm healing. I am laying in this sacred space. I'm healing. Okay. And if this devil was like, I'm going to come mess with you, you would have to choose to be like, no, here's my Queen of Swords. You're not. You're not. Uh-uh. You're not going to mess with her healing in that meadow. You're not. And so you're going to say no to the thoughts. You're going to say no to anything that doesn't feel balanced, that puts you in worry and anxiety. Anything and anyone that does that is getting axed this month. Okay. It's just that clear. Look at this. So you're like, look at what? You're not showing me anything. Okay. We have a spiritual union. This is inner balance, masculine, feminine energies, reflecting in a connection. We also have shadow. Now, they're the same. They're the same because when we're connecting with, someone who sees all of us and we're seeing and loving all of ourselves, that's going to include the shadow. They're going to be as aware of your shadow as you are because you're going to share. This is my shadow. This is what they do. My shadow's trying to do that now, but we're in a vulnerable connection, so I'm not going to allow it to. But hey, that's my shadow peeking out. I'm not going to, subject you to it. I'm not going to subject myself to it, but it is there. So there's a new awareness. There's a new level of awareness that is very much putting you in your boundaries. You're like, I'm also not going to suffer, with your shadow. You're responsible for your shadow, just like what we just said. If you're in a connection, that other person needs to be responsible for their own. And, just because you are graceful, because Aquarius are graceful in being able to handle things, because you do have such mental capacity. That doesn't mean that that's everyone else's permission to just give you a big truckload of their crap. You are responsible. You require that responsibility of others. Okay. And you're now going to be able to turn the focus more. There is this little fly in here, and at key moments, he just hits my face. And it's sort of like this synchronistic, like, okay, you got to stay, focused. Yeah, focused on your inner balance, Aquarius. Because no matter what, is going on with someone else or other people in general, you have to surrender that. I know you care. You do care a lot. You care too much, maybe. And that's what puts you in the shadows, is the caring too much. What do they think? What do they feel? And it's like, but that is costing you, and you're healing that. See, goddess of nurturing, that it's time to focus on you, taking care of you, and then letting that reflect in that connection. You can't expect it to work from the outside in. You can't expect that other person or people to take care of you in the ways that you were not taking care of you, but now you are. And so it will come back to you. And I do see it coming back to you this month. Um, you may just be reluctant to really feel everything deeply this month, but please do, because a lot of gifts are there. See, that's you, Aquarius. That's you. All right. All right. So finally, we have Pisces. Pisces. Messages for Pisces, please. Thank you. Two of Cups for Pisces. That's a powerful soul connection. Man, this soul connection is leading you on your path. Wow. Okay, Pisces, you have a Wheel of Fortune happening this month, and every single one of these cards looks great. It's positive energy. And this Wheel of Fortune with the eclipses happening in your sign and axis, lunar eclipse in Pisces happening on Sunday the 7th, solar eclipse in Virgo, your axis energy, opposite energy, happening on the 21st. And for you, it's bringing in, man, so many gifts. Pisces, so many gifts. So you have a soul connection um, that you have been listening to. Okay. You've been listening to it. And because you've been listening to it, it's leading you into presence, presence, being in the moment, living more fully, building on that foundation of living more fully. Yeah. Feeling you're actually being able to shine your own light, Pisces. So in a roundabout way, this may not come through this month in a way of like, oh, we're having so much fun together. Which is what it sounds like when we're talking about a soul connection, but actually it's just going to lead you into less stress, more effortlessness, because Pisces, you're going to be accepting that in a soul connection, you can't control what's happening, you know. But when you listen to it and you let it lead you, it leads you to your own passion, to your own light. Isn't that amazing? It's like we think we're focusing on something with another person, but in fact, it's your own rebirth. Because you know what? That's real love. Real love is not about the behaviors, the interaction. I mean, behavior definitely needs to be loving, but it's not about the actions we take and the I don't know, little things we play out. Hopefully, if you're in a beautiful and wonderful connection, those actions and everything that happens can eventually match that connection. But that takes a lot of integration on the physical level and mental level. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of choices to leave the battlefield of old relationship templates, right? To release yourself from those. And that does take time and practice. It just does, because we're on a physical plane. So this soul connection may be showing it up in that way, where it's like, it's the connection showing me these things, not necessarily what's happening in the physical, but by releasing what you think should be happening in the physical, you're actually connecting with everything that's even better than what you were trying to receive in the physical. because you're actually connecting with the real energy of love. I'm talking, big love from the universe, because that, Pisces, is what your mind was telling you in the past. You could only get that big unconditional love, in certain relationship template, and conditions. And Spirit's saying, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want Pisces to be constrained by that belief anymore. And so Spirit sent in this soul connection to free you. And, being freed can sometimes feel very destructive because you have to be broken out of that cell you're in. With this Ace of Wands, you got to be broken out. But you are now, So this month, please don't push yourself. Please know that you are doing a lot just by integrating this healing energy. Please stay out of your head because, like I said, the head will say, I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing good is happening in this connection. But actually, if you look at what's happening in you, it's the universe is finally able to connect with you and say, look at how amazing you are. Look at this new beginning I have for you. Can you trust that I'm leading you in a direction that's so right for you? I love that. Profound for Pisces. Okay. Well, I hope that these messages have served you and I've really enjoyed relaying them to you.